Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. So, I don't know if you've seen the last video or not, but you can kind of see it over my shoulder there. I did a hoop wedding bouquet, bridal bouquet, that you can kind of wear on your wrist, and I used a crochet hoop. Just a smaller version, but they make these big ones, and I thought it'd be really cool to do a centerpiece that complemented the actual bouquet. So this is just kind of a different twist to doing centerpieces, I guess. I'm starting off with my artificial foam. I'm just going to cut off a little piece right there. I'm not going to use that many flowers. With the bigger hoop, I did have to anchor it, otherwise, it was spinning around beneath the foam. And then I'm using that clear floral tape again. As long as I double it over onto itself, it's going to stick pretty darn tight. And I'm just doing, as you can see, it kind of comes loose off of the foam, but I do like this tape because it's not going to cut through the foam itself. You could also use chenille stems or wires, or you could use a floral tape, which is just kind of like a really thin duct tape. Any of those would work well. The wires, you have to be careful not to cut through the foam when you tighten it down, because it will just kind of pierce it. But with the clear tape here, I'm just doing a crisscross and just kind of wedging everything into place so that it doesn't spin around, and so that the block itself does not fall apart. If you put too many flowers or too many stems into that floral foam, especially the smaller floral foam, and especially if they're thicker stems, it has a tendency to kind of crumble and fall apart. So by adding that tape or creating some sort of grid around it, either with wires or tape, it helps hold the foam together and onto your base there. So I'm going to use these calla lilies, and I typically face them the other way, but I kind of wanted the little noses to stick out, and I thought it'd be fun to just kind of accentuate the actual shape of the hoop. So I'm going to do some calla lilies going one way, and I think I did the white tulips going the other way. So you do want flowers facing right and left, and then of course front and back, especially with centerpieces, unless you know nobody's going to be sitting in the back or the front or one of the sides, and then you could just do a backing to it. But I've got the callas going same shape as the hoop, and then one facing out towards the front there. I'm just using a very clean color palette, just whites with a little bit of cream. And then, as I mentioned, I'm going to have my tulips there, just kind of complementing the callas and going up the other side of the hoop. This is a great way if you are a floral designer, or if you do this, for a living, kind of off to the side or whatever. It's a great way to sell space by having that hoop go up and over, and there's so much negative space in between the flowers there, but it looks like a bigger arrangement. Like you could get a lot of money for it because there is so much space that it's taking up. Whether it's negative space or actually compacted with flowers, it still sells as a bigger arrangement. So even though I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 9 flowers and some greenery in it right now, I mean, that's relatively inexpensive in materials. You could sell it for quite a bit of money. So just something to think about if you're a natural florist, or if you price these out and do this for a living. It's a great money maker, I guess, just to sell that negative space. You could also make kind of like a hoop type of thing too, using like birch branches to kind of go up and around. It doesn't necessarily have to be that metal, but it makes kind of a nice clean little circle there. But you'll want to put leaves on the bottom to hide your mechanics. But there we go. Thank you so much for watching.